Hello lads, we finished Exodus last time, now we'll be going on fucking, what's the name? Lev... Leviticus. Leviticus. From what I see, this is a kind of short chapter. Let me just see what... Yeah, the shit here is short, or what the fuck? Am I tripping? Both? What? Num, for example, this fucking thing, num. Look, shit is like only... Ah, this one's long, but some of the shit is like 13 long. That's very short. Nah, never mind. This is long. Yeah, my bad. I thought everything's short, whatever. But doesn't consoles. Levi is very short, from what I see. 17 each one of them. I just right or Levi, okay. Let's begin. Then Jehovah called to Moses and spoke to him out of the tent of meeting, saying, Speak to the children of Israel and say to them, when any of your presents presents an offering to Jehovah, he shall present your offering from the cattle of the herd or of the flock. If his offering is a burnt offering from the herd, he shall present it a male without blemish. He shall present it at the entrance of the tent of meeting, that it may be accepted before Jehovah. And he shall lay his hand on the head of the burnt offering, and it shall be accepted for him, to make expiation for him. And he shall slaughter the young bull before Jehovah, and Aaron's sons, the priests, shall present the blood and sprinkle the blood on and around the altar that is at the entrance of the tent of meeting. And he shall skin the burnt offering and cut it into pieces, and the sons of Aaron the priest shall put the fire on the altar and arrange the wood in order on the fire. Then Aaron's sons, the priests, shall arrange the pieces, the head, and the fat in order of the wood that is on the fire, which is on the altar. But its inward parts and its legs he shall wash with water. Then the priest shall burn the whole on the altar as a burnt offering, an offering by fire, a satisfying fragrance to Jehovah. And if his offering is from the flock of the sheep or of the goats, for a burnt offering he shall present it a male without blemish. And he shall slaughter it on the side of the altar northward before Jehovah. And Aaron's sons, the priest, shall sprinkle its blood on and around the altar. And he shall cut it into its pieces with its head and its fat, and the priest shall arrange them in order on the wood that is on the fire, which is on the altar. But the inward parts and the legs he shall wash with water. Then the priest shall present the whole and burn it on the altar. It is a burnt offering, an offering by fire, satisfying fragrance to Jehovah. Wash with water, the burnt priest shall present the whole. Okay. And if his offering to Jehovah is a burnt offering of birds, then he shall present his offering of turtle doves or of young pigeons. And the priest shall present it. The priest shall present it at the altar, and to wring off its head and burnt on the altar, and its blood shall be drained out on the side of the altar. Okay. Oh, that's cool. My bad, guys. I was looking at my program for the thing. Anyways, offering shall offering 30 dollars, and the priest shall altar ring his head over the altar, and its blood shall be drained outside of the altar, and he shall take away its crop with its feathers and cast it beside the altar towards the east, in the place of the ashes. Then he shall tear it open by its wings without dividing it, and the priest shall burn it on the altar, on the wood that is on the fire. It is a burnt offering on fire by on burnt offering, an offering by fire satisfying fragrance to Jehovah. Okay. And then, and how long is left? 27. Okay. And whenever one presents an offering of a meal offering to Jehovah, his offering shall be of fine flour, and he shall pour oil on it and put frankincense on it. What is frankincense? Wait, I'm kind of curious though. Do Jews like pigeon meat? Ah, interesting, bro. Very interesting. Then he shall bring it to Aaron's sons and priests, and he shall take from it his handful of its fine flour, and of its oils with all its frankincense.
Frankincense.
Frankincense. And the priest shall burn it as a memorial portion on the altar, an offering by fire, satisfying fragrance to Jehovah. And what is left of the meal offering shall be Aaron's and his sons. It is a thing most holy of Jehovah's offerings by fire, and when you present an offering of a meal offered baked in the oven, it shall be of fine flour, unleavened cakes mingled with oil, or unleavened wafers anointed with oil. Yeah, I can give actually. And if your offering is a meal offering baked on a flat plate, shall be of fine flour mingled with oil, unleavened. You shall break it into pieces, break it in pieces, and pour oil on it. It is a meal offering. And if your offering is a meal offering made in a pot, it shall be made of fine flour with oil. And you shall bring to Jehovah the meal offering that is made of those things, and present it to the priest, and he shall bring it to the altar. And the priest shall take up from the meal offering in memorial portion, and shall burn it on the altar, an offering by first fragrance to Jehovah. Okay. And that which is left of the meal offering shall be Aaron's and his sons. It is a thing most holy of Jehovah's offering by fire. No meal offering that you present to Jehovah shall be made with leaven. Oh, leaven was like yeast, right? Yeast, yeah. Leaven. For you shall not burn any leaven or any honey as an offering. By fire to Jehovah. You may present them to Jehovah as an offering of first fruits, but they shall not be offered up for a satisfying fragrance to the altar. And every offering of your meal offering you shall season with salt, and you shall not omit the salt of the covenant of God for your meal offering, but all your offerings you shall present salt. Every offering of your meal offering you shall season with salt, and you shall not omit the salt of the covenant. What's salt omit? Exclude. You should not exclude the salt of the covenant. Was covenant something holy? An agreement. Ah, okay. Yeah, fucking, I knew that. I think I did. From your meal offerings, with all your offerings you shall present salt. And if you present a meal offering of first fruits, Jehovah shall present for the meal offering of your first fruits new grain roasted with fire, crushed grain and of the fresh ear. And you shall put oil on it and place frankincense on it. It's a meal offering. And the priest shall burn as a memorial the portion, some with crushed grain and some with oil. and it's frankincense as an offering by fire to Jehovah. And if his offering is a sacrifice of peace offerings, if he presents it from the herd, whether male or female, he shall present it without blemish before Jehovah. And he shall lay his hand on the head of his offering and slaughter it at the entrance of the tent of meeting. And Aaron's sons, the priest, shall sprinkle the blood on and around the altar. Offering. And he shall lay his hand offering, slaughter at the entrance of the tent. And from the sacrifice of peace offerings he shall present an offering by fire to Jehovah, the fat that covers the inward parts, and no the fat that is on the inward parts, and 2 kidneys and the fat that is on them, which is on the loins, and the appendage on the liver, which he shall remove with the kidneys. And Aaron's sons shall bring it on the altar upon the burnt offering, which is on the wood that is on the fire. It is an offering by fire satisfying fragrance to Jehovah. And if his offering for a sacrifice of peace offerings to Jehovah is from the flock, he shall present it, male or female, without blemish. And if he presents a lamb for his offering, then he shall present it before Jehovah. And he shall lay his hand on the head of his offering and slaughter it before the tent of meeting. And Aaron's sons shall sprinkle his blood on and around the altar. And from a sacrifice of peace offerings he shall present an offering by fire to Jehovah, its fat, the entire fat tail, which he shall remove close to the backbone, and the fat that covers the inward parts, and all the fat that is on the inward parts. Lamb offering shall present to Jehovah. In the sacrifice fat, the entire fat which fat covers the inward parts. Okay. And the 2 kidneys and the fat that is on them, which is on the loins, and appendage on the liver, which he shall remove with the kidneys. And the priest shall burn it on the altar. It is the food of the offering by fire to Jehovah. And if the offering is a goat, then he shall present it before Jehovah. He shall lay his hand on its head and slaughter it before the tent of meeting. And Aaron's sons shall sprinkle its blood on and around the altar. And from it he shall present his offering as an offering by fire to Jehovah, and the fat that covers the inward parts, and the fat is on the inward parts. God must like kidneys, bro. And the 2 kidneys, and the fat is on them, which is on the loins, and the appendage on the liver, which he shall remove with the kidneys. Okay, let me check something. I like to eat kidneys. So is eating kidneys like, if God likes it, is you eating kidneys good then? I don't know, bro. If I am ever to meet a Jewish woman or Jewish man or whatever, I'll ask them if they eat kidneys. And the priest shall burn them on the altar. It is the food of the offering of by fire for satisfying fragrance. All the fat is Jehovah's. It shall be a perpetual statute throughout your generations in all your dwelling places, that you shall not eat any fat or any blood. Okay. Oh, that's long. Never mind. That one is long. Then Jehovah spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to Jehovah Israel, saying, If anyone sins without intent in any of the things which Jehovah commanded not to be done, and does any one of them, if the atoning priest, okay, speak to Jehovah, if anyone sins without intent any of the things which Jehovah commanded not to be done. If the anointed priest sins so as to bring guilt to the people, then let him present a bull of the herd without blemish to Jehovah for a sin offering for his sins that he committed. And he shall bring the bull to the edge of the tent of meeting before Jehovah, and he shall lay his hand on the head of the bull and slaughter the bull before Jehovah. And the anointed priest shall take some of the blood of the bull and bring it to the tent of meeting. And the priest shall dip his finger of the blood and sprinkle some of the blood 7 times before Jehovah in front of the veil of the sanctuary. And the priest shall put some of the blood on the horns of the altar of fragrant incense before Jehovah, which is in the tent of meeting, and all the rest of the blood of the bull shall pour on the base of the altar of burnt offering, which is on the entrance of the tent of meeting. Wait, do Jews have fucking altars? Do Jews nowadays do burnt offerings? Ah, so they don't burn no more. That's interesting because God has paid for the sins and they burned for the sins or something. That's interesting. And all the fat of the bull of the sin offering he shall take down from it. Okay, wait. He shall pour out of the base of the altar of burnt offering, which is an edge of the tent of meeting. Okay, and all the fat of the bull of the sin offering he shall take off from it, the fat covers the inward parts and the fat that is upon the inward parts, and the 2 kidneys and the fat that is on them, which is on the loins, and the wait. So it has to double they can eat it. Interesting. The liver, appendage upon the liver, which he shall remove with the kidneys. If it's taken off from the ox of the sacrifice peace offerings, and the priest shall burn them on the altar of burnt offering. If taken from the ox, the priest shall burn. And the skin of the bull and its flesh, with its head, with its legs and the rest of its inward parts, and its dung. That is the rest of the bull. He shall bring out to a clean place outside the camp, where the ashes are poured out, and burnt in on wood with fire. Where the ashes are poured out, it shall be burnt. If the whole assembly of Israel hears, and the matter escapes the notice of the congregation, and they have done any of the things which Jehovah has commanded not to be done, and become guilty, and when the sin which they have committed becomes known, the congregation shall present the bull of the herd for a sin offering and bring it before the tent of meeting. And the elders of the assembly shall lay their hands on the head of the bull before Jehovah, and one shall slaughter the bull before Jehovah. And the tolerant priest shall bring some of the blood of the bull to the tent of meeting, and the priest shall dip his finger in the blood and sprinkle it 7 times before Jehovah in front of the veil. And some of the blood he shall pour upon the horns of the altar which is before Jehovah, that is, the tent of meeting, in the tent of meeting, and all the rest of the blood shall be poured on the base of the altar of burnt offering, which is the entrance of the tent of meeting. And though its fat shall be taken, he shall take off from it and burn it on the altar. Thus shall he go Oh, that's long. 25. That's not long. Thus, shall he go with the bow, just as he did with the bow of the sin offering? So shall he go with this, and the priest shall make expiation for them, and they will be forgiven. And he shall bring the bow outside the camp and burn it as he burned the first bow. Okay. Just as he did to the bow of the offering, he shall do this, and the priest shall make expiation for them, and they will be forgiven. And he shall bring the bow outside the camp and burn it as he burned the first bow. It is the sin offering for the congregation. When a ruler sins and does without intent any of all the things which Jehovah God has commanded not to be done and becomes guilty, it is in which his wit is made known to him. He shall bring for himself a male goat without blemish. Okay. God likes fucking animals then. Jesus. And he shall lay his hand on the head of the goat and slaughter it in the place where they slaughter the burnt offering before Jehovah. It is a sin offering. And the priest shall take some of the blood of the sin offering with his finger and put it on the horns of the altar of burnt offering, and the rest of his blood he shall pour out at the base of the altar of burnt offering. And no its fat he shall burn on the altar. He shall burn on the altar like the fat of the sacrifice of peace offerings, and the priest shall make expiation for him on account of his sin, and he will be forgiven. And if any one of the common people sins without intent by doing all of these things which God commanded not to be done becomes guilty, if his sin committed is to him, he shall bring offering female goat without blemish for his sin which he has committed. And he shall lay his hand on the head of the sin offering and slaughter the sin offering in the place of the burnt offering. And the priest shall take some of its blood with his finger and put it on the horns of the altar by and the rest of the blood shall be poured, he shall pour out at the base of the altar. And no its fat he shall remove it, just as the fat is removed from the sacrifice of peace offerings. And the priest shall burn it on the altar for satisfying fragrance to Jehovah, and the priest shall make expiation for him, and he will be forgiven. And if he brings a lamb as his offering for a sin offering, he shall bring it a female without blemish. And he shall lay his hand on the head of the sin offering and slaughter it for sin offering in the place where they slaughter the burnt offering. And the priest shall take some of the blood of the sin offering with his finger and put it on the horns of the altar of burnt offering, and all the rest of his blood he shall pour out of the base of the altar. And no its fat he shall remove, just as the fat of the lamb. All its fat he shall remove, that just fat of the lamb is removed from our sacrifice peace offering. And it's actually, and all its fat he shall remove, just as the fat of the lamb removed from the sacrifice of peace offerings, and the priest shall burn them on the altar upon Jehovah's offerings by fire, and the priest shall make expiation from him concerning his sin that he has committed, and he will be forgiven. Okay? Okay. I think that's enough. 26 minutes is fine. I am at 4:35. Is the next one like short? Let's see. It's kind of short. Okay. 4:35 of Levi. Lev, whatever it's called. Leviticus. Alright. GG.